Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Happy Saturday to all of you ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd go over this article with you all because it's an oldie but a goodie. And it serves as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that governments are there to preserve governments. Governments are not in place to preserve your liberties. They are in place to preserve themselves. And I think this is a very important list to remind us why it is that we prep. You know, one of the reasons, I always give two reasons when I say why I hold silver and gold, right? I hold silver, a little bit of gold, right? And the main reason that I give is it is an insurance against governments. And what do I mean about that, ladies and gentlemen? What I mean about that is what if government tries to take you out of society? What if we do go into this CBDC, centrally banked digital currency, where it gives government full control over whether it can demonetize your life? Meaning that they can push a button and say, okay, this person's digital wallet is now turned off. That is one of the reasons why I preserve some excess wealth in silver. It's because it is an insurance against government. It is something that has value that you can use in somewhat of a barter system or an exchange system with someone else where government doesn't have to be involved. Now, that's how it used to be. We used to be able to trade gold and silver amongst each other and use it as actual money, which is what it is, with one another, until government interfered and decided to make its own fiat currency, which has no value. But I digress. That's not what this video is about. It's just a video showing you that government does not have your best interest in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And if you dare to step outside of those parameters that government says it's okay for you to be within, then you may be at risk. So let's take a look here. This is an article all the way back from 2018. I just came across it, and it was authored by Michael Snyder, who's a very smart man. He's within the preparedness community, and he's a smart guy. So let's take a look and see what he says. I'm not going to read all of this, all right, because there's a lot of trigger words here, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And hopefully this video can stay up. But I'm not going to read a lot of these trigger words that YouTube's going to have a problem with. But are you a conservative, a libertarian, a Christian, or an owner of boomsticks? Are you opposed to all of these things? And do you believe in conspiracy theories? Do you believe that we are living in end times? And a good point to be made here, ladies and gentlemen, is who cares? Who cares if you're any of these things or if you believe any of these things, as long as you are not hurting anyone else? Right? You can believe whatever you want, but as long as you're not hurting someone else or keeping someone else from living their best life because you are infringing on their liberties, on their rights, then who cares if you believe in any of these things? He continues to say that if you answered yes to any of these questions, you are a potential threat, according to U.S. official government documents. At one time, the term threat was used very narrowly. The official definition of threatism is the use or threat of force with the intent of achieving a political goal. That makes it pretty clear what sort of people are covered. And for decades, it worked well. The government applied the label threat to people like, and instead the term threat was applied to large groups of American citizens. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, usually towards the end of an empire, governments start turning against their people, because governments have to control their people in order for government to exist. Think about it. If government can't control the people, then how is government going to exist? So really, we are in danger of something that we ourselves created, which is big government. And if you are a threat, that means that you have no rights, and the government can treat you just like it treats the other threats. So if you belong to a group of people that is now being referred as a potential threat, please don't take it as a joke. The first step to persecuting any group of people is to demonize them. And haven't we been seeing that going on, ladies and gentlemen, for the last several years? And right now, large groups of peaceful, law-abiding citizens are being ruthlessly demonized. And not only back in 2018, ladies and gentlemen, but currently in the now. Below is a list of 72 types of Americans that are considered to be potential threats in official U.S. government documents. And if you want to see the original document, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and link this page to the very bottom of the description of this video. You can click on it and it'll take you to that document. So let's go over these really quick. Those that talk about individual liberties. Those that advocate states' rights. So I guess I'm a threat in a way, because I am all for individual liberties. I am all for the 10th Amendment, right? And the 9th Amendment, right? I'm for all of the first 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights. So I guess I'm considered a threat. Those that want to make the world a better place. The colonists who sought to free themselves from British rule were threats. Obviously they were. They were threats to that government because the government lost control over them. Those that are interested in defeating communists. I mean, I don't understand how that would make you a threat to the government. Right, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Just read between the lines. How would you be a threat to the government if you want to defeat communism? Those that believe that the interests of one's own nation are separate from interests of other nations or the common interest of all nations. Anyone that holds a political ideology that considers the state to be unnecessary, harmful, or undesirable. And by the state, ladies and gentlemen, what this means is by the government. Anyone that possesses an intolerance toward other religions. Those that take action to fight against the exploitation of the environment and or animals. I'm going to go ahead and leave this list here. You can go and revisit it. Okay, you can revisit this and look at all of these because there's so many more things. I mean, there's 72 tags here altogether. But you can go ahead and revisit all of this. And I'll probably go ahead and read a little bit of the last. That's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When an empire is near its end, the government will turn against its people. Because a government, especially a government like ours that has grown to the size that it has grown. Think about this. There is more than 30 million people within the United States who are directly or indirectly hired by the federal government. Just think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about how much control that gives this entity. So these are the things that we have to be thinking about, ladies and gentlemen. Why are these thoughts considered threats? And they were in 2018, and I'm sure that they are today, ladies and gentlemen. It is just not out there. One of the things that I've noticed throughout life, or at least throughout my adult life, is that things like this will be brought up. They'll be brought up in a bill. A big hassle will be made over it. People will scream over it and everything, and then they'll get rid of it. But they'll leave it in the background. And then one day when a bill is passed that has 3,000 pages in it that no one's read, they'll sneak one of these things in. That way, when the time comes that they have to order their lemmings to act in an unconstitutional way, they can then show their lemmings, hey, this is law. Look, this was passed into law in this bill in this year. And then their lemmings, not knowing any better that an unconstitutional law is not a law at all, may go ahead and follow those unlawful orders. The groups of people in the list above are considered problems that need to be dealt with. In some of the documents referenced above, members of the military are specifically warned not to have anything to do with such groups. We are moving into a very dangerous time in American history. You can now be considered a potential threat just because of your religious or political beliefs. Free speech is becoming a thing of the past, and we are rapidly becoming an Orwellian society that is the exact opposite of what our founding fathers intended. Now, ladies and gentlemen, ask yourselves a simple question. It all comes down to freedom. Do you want freedom? If you want freedom, then be free. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you want freedom, then be free. The problem is that most people don't understand that freedom comes at a price. Freedom comes at a price. You have to live by the sweat of your brow. You have to live with the consequences of the decisions that you make. And you have to be willing to rely on no one, especially the state, to take care of you in times that are tough. That is why we prepare. We prepare because we love freedom. And most importantly, because we love our families. And we want to make sure that they have those things that they need. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how yesterday during our live stream I told you that I was feeling a little bit under the weather? Well, so far this winter season, I've had 3 occurrences where I was starting to feel under the weather and starting to feel like, you know how you feel when you're getting ready to catch a cold, or something worse? You're in my case, I always tell, because it starts with a slight headache around here, and it starts going down, and then I think I have an ear infection. Then my lower back starts hurting for whatever reason. I feel extra hungry all the time, and I just start feeling under the weather, just not at 100%, right? And something that I've been doing every time that this has happened this winter, yesterday was my 3rd time this winter where I started feeling under the weather. Something that I've done, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, I'm just telling you my experience. And this stuff really works. For me, it does. Some people, I have a friend that always takes this airborne. All right, the airborne that is supposed to help your immune system during, cold weather or winter months and stuff like that. She always used to take it all the time. And then she heard me talking about this, about nutrient survival, and she heard me talking about the immune boost, right? And I told her all about it. I told her that I think it's great, and then she started trying it. The first thing she said is, man, it's a lot more expensive than buying this airborne. And I said, yeah, Battle, but you get what you pay for. I mean, take a look at this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth, and I've been wanting to share this with you for a while. But since this is the 3rd time that I've come across this situation, and it's worked every single time, I mean, I just can't say enough good stuff about it. I told myself, I'm just going to go ahead and share it with you, all right? I asked my wife, I asked my wife about, should I do that? And she was like, because I'm afraid that people will think that I'm lying just to try to get you to buy something, but I'm not. It's like, this is the best stuff that I've ever had, as far as getting you out of a cold or keeping a cold from coming on. So what I've done every time is this: when I started feeling bad, like yesterday morning, I started feeling crummy. And I woke up and I already knew, I was like, man, I just don't feel good. All of these symptoms are coming on. I took 3 of these packets, and I put them in this bottle, all right? Normally, on a daily basis, I put 1 packet in this bottle along with one of those small packets of True Lemon, like True Lemon with raspberry or True Lemon with watermelon, because it's an all-natural product. So I mix it with one of the packets of Immune Boost in this bottle every day, 1. But yesterday when I woke up, I put 3 packets in there along with my 1 packet of the True Lemon. Some may ask, why do you put the True Lemon in there? You don't have to, but with this Immune Boost, in the back of your throat, you can taste the vitamin C. You know how vitamin C is a little bit bitter? Well, you can taste that. So I put the True Lemon in there just to give it a really nice flavor, and it's almost like drinking a soft drink, to tell you the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this. I drank that bottle yesterday within 4 hours. So that means that I put 3 packets of this Immune Boost into my body within a 4-hour period. And then I sipped on another bottle with 1 packet in it for the rest of the day. And this morning when I woke up, I went ahead and I put another packet of my Immune Boost in there, just like I do every day. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel fine. I mean, I still feel like I'm at about 95%. But other than that, I feel great. Last night I was coughing up a storm. I'm not coughing anymore. I might have the occasional cough here or there, but what I'm telling you is that when you compare this, see, let's compare this right now to the popular item that is not pricey, right? Because I think one of these bottles costs I don't know, 10, 11 bucks. And one of these packets, ladies and gentlemen, it's not cheap. There's $40-something for one of these packs of the Immune Boost. But I always tell people, you get what you pay for. If you just compare everything you're getting in the Immune Boost from Nutrient Survival to what you're getting from this, there's no comparison. So you really can't compare it as far as price to price. You just get what you pay for. I wanted to share that with you, ladies and gentlemen, because this has really helped me. Every single day, guaranteed, I have 2 things from Nutrient Survival. Every single day. Because there are some days, ladies and gentlemen, where I take a break from eating any Nutrient Survival food. I usually have cookies at least once a day, alright? But every single day, I have a Nutrient Survival coffee, which is full of vitamins as well and nutrients, and I have an immune boost. And if it's one of those days where it's like a cheat day, because on Thursdays, my wife and I go out on a lunch date. So that's usually my cheat day where I can eat whatever I want. But other than that, every single day, I have at least 2 servings of Nutrient Survival in the form of coffee, immune boost, and almost always, I would say 99% of the time, I always have at least 1 serving of cookies. And if I feel like eating their food that day, I eat their food. But I know that I'm getting my nutrients. So if you feel like you're not getting your nutrients, maybe give this a try. I just wanted to go ahead and share with you my experience with it, because I think that it's an outstanding product. All right. Having said that, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.